The family dinner at my parents' house was supposed to celebrate my brother Aaron's promotion to Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Riverside Community Hospital. 20 family members crowded around the dining room table, toasting his success with expensive wine. I sat at the far end trying to keep my vision from blurring as pressure built behind my eyes. The headaches had been getting progressively worse over 3 months, accompanied by double vision balance problems and constant ringing in my ears. "Emma, you're awfully quiet tonight," my Aunt Patricia called. "Everything okay?" "Just a headache," I said, reaching for water with a trembling hand. "It's just a headache, stop being dramatic," my father announced loud enough for everyone to hear. Dr. James Mitchell, Chief of Cardiology at Riverside Community Hospital, spoke with the authority of someone who'd practiced medicine for 35 years. "Emma's been complaining about headaches for months. I've told her repeatedly, it's tension, probably from staring at computer screens all day." I worked as Chief Investment Officer for MedTech Holdings, a private equity firm specializing in healthcare acquisitions. At 34, I managed a $4.2 billion portfolio. I made $890,000 annually. But to my family, I worked with computers. "Have you seen a doctor?" my cousin Jennifer asked. "She's seen 3 doctors," my mother said, exasperation clear. "None found anything wrong, but Emma keeps insisting something's seriously wrong. It's health anxiety. She reads too much on the internet." That wasn't true. I'd seen 3 GPs who'd ordered basic tests, blood work, standard neurological exams, and when those came back normal, they'd prescribed migraine medication. But the headaches kept getting worse. 2 weeks ago, I'd gone to Dr. Michael Chin, a neurologist at University Medical Center. He'd ordered an MRI. The results came back 3 days ago. I had a large acoustic neuroma, a benign but serious tumor growing on the nerve connecting my inner ear to my brain. It was pressing against my brainstem. Dr. Chin recommended immediate surgical removal. The surgery was scheduled for next Thursday, 6 days from now. "Actually," I said carefully, "I found a doctor who took my symptoms seriously. I had an MRI last week. They found a tumor." The table went quiet for 3 seconds. "A tumor," Aaron repeated, skepticism clear. "What kind?" "An acoustic neuroma. It's benign but large, about 3 centimeters. It's pressing against my brainstem. I need surgery next Thursday to remove it." My father laughed. "Emma, acoustic neuromas are incredibly rare. The chances of you having one are minuscule." "Who told you this?" "Some quack. Dr. Michael Chin at University Medical Center. He's a neurosurgeon specializing in skull-base tumors." "University Medical Center," my father said dismissively. "They're known for overdiagnosing. They probably saw some shadow on the MRI and jumped to conclusions." "Emma, I'm a doctor. If you had a 3-centimeter tumor pressing on your brainstem, you'd have serious symptoms. You wouldn't be sitting here eating dinner." "I do have serious symptoms. The headaches are debilitating. My vision doubles sometimes. I have constant vertigo." "That's anxiety manifesting as physical symptoms," my mother interrupted. "Emma, honey, we're worried about you. This obsession with finding something wrong is unhealthy." "I have an MRI showing a 3-centimeter tumor," I said, pulling out my phone. "I can show you." "We don't need to see images we're not qualified to interpret," Aaron said, using his doctor voice. "Medical imaging is often misread by non-specialists. Whatever this Dr. Chin saw, it's probably nothing. Get a second opinion before you commit to brain surgery." "I've already scheduled the surgery. It's next Thursday at 7 a.m. The procedure takes about 8 hours. "Next Thursday?" My mother's voice rose sharply. "Emma, we're leaving for Cabo next Wednesday. We've had this trip planned for 6 months. Your father's entire department is going. It's the annual cardiology retreat. Aaron and his wife are coming too. We can't just cancel because you've decided to have unnecessary surgery." "It's not unnecessary. If the tumor keeps growing, it could cause permanent hearing loss, facial paralysis, or brainstem compression. If it was really that serious, this Dr. Chin would have admitted you immediately," my father said with certainty. "The fact that he scheduled surgery a week out tells me it's not urgent. Reschedule it for when we get back. We'll be gone 10 days. It can wait." "Brain tumors don't wait for vacation schedules. Benign tumors by definition are not aggressive," Aaron said. If you really have an acoustic neuroma, which I doubt, it's been growing slowly for years. Another 2 weeks won't make a difference. Dr. Chin said. Dr. Chin doesn't know you like we do, my mother said gently. You've always been prone to catastrophizing. Remember when you thought you had appendicitis in college and it was just gas? This is different. Emma, I'm going to be direct, my father interrupted. If you go through with this surgery next Thursday, you'll be doing it alone. None of us will be there. We're not canceling a $15,000 family vacation for what is almost certainly a false alarm. I looked around the table. Aaron nodded in agreement. My mother looked apologetic but firm. Everyone else stared at their plates. So if I have brain surgery next Thursday, none of you will be there? We're saying you should reschedule to a time when your family can support you, my mother corrected. I stood up, the room tilting with vertigo. I need to go. Emma, don't leave angry, my mother called. We're just trying to help you see reason. I walked out without responding. The next morning, I had a video conference with my acquisition team at MedTech Holdings. We'd been negotiating for months to acquire a struggling community hospital that needed capital investment. The hospital board has agreed to our terms, my chief legal counsel said. We can acquire Riverside Community Hospital for $127 million, about 40% below market value. They need the capital infusion. Riverside Community Hospital. My father's hospital. Aaron's hospital. Pull up the full staff roster, I said slowly. My assistant shared the document. I scanned through familiar names. Dr. James Mitchell, Chief of Cardiology. Dr. Aaron Mitchell, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery. What's the timeline? I asked. They want to close before end of quarter. We could have papers signed by Thursday if you approve. Thursday. The day of my surgery. The day my family would be in Cabo. What kind of restructuring post-acquisition? Standard protocol, my CFO said. We'll bring in our management team, review all staff contracts, assess performance metrics. Anyone not meeting our standards will have their privileges revoked. We typically see about 30% turnover in the first 6 months. And medical staff privileges? All physicians will need to reapply and meet our credentialing standards. We have much stricter requirements than most community hospitals. We'll review quality metrics, patient satisfaction scores, any history of complaints or disciplinary actions. I thought about my father telling me my brain tumor was probably just tension. I thought about Aaron dismissing my MRI without looking at it. I thought about my entire family choosing a vacation over being present for my brain surgery. Move forward with the acquisition, I said. I'll sign the papers Thursday morning before my surgery. Your surgery? My assistant asked with concern. I'm having a brain tumor removed Thursday. I'll have the documents signed before I go into the OR. Tuesday morning, 2 days before my surgery, my mother called. Emma, we're leaving for Cabo tomorrow. I'm calling one last time to ask you to please reschedule this surgery. We're all very worried about you making such a serious medical decision without family support. You're worried, but you won't postpone a vacation to be there for brain surgery? It's not just a vacation, it's a professional retreat for your father's entire department. I have a 3-centimeter tumor pressing on my brainstem, Mom. According to one doctor you saw at a hospital we've never heard of. Emma, your father has been in medicine for 35 years. Don't you think he'd recognize if you actually had a serious condition? He didn't even look at my MRI. As he doesn't need to. He knows your tendency to catastrophize. I hung up. Wednesday afternoon I received the final acquisition documents. I reviewed every page, signed electronically, and returned them. The acquisition of Riverside Community Hospital by MedTech Holdings was official as of 5 p.m. Wednesday. My family was boarding their flight to Cabo at 6 p.m. They had no idea the hospital where they worked had just been acquired by the company I ran. Thursday morning at 5 a.m. I checked into University Medical Center. My executive assistant Maria was there along with 2 colleagues from work. Are you sure you want to do this without your family? Maria asked gently. My family made their choice, I said. And I made mine. At 6:45 a.m. I received an email notification. MedTech Holdings' new management team had arrived at Riverside Community Hospital to begin transition. All medical staff had been notified of the ownership change and would undergo credentialing review. At 7 a.m. I went into surgery. The procedure took 9 hours. Dr. Chen successfully removed the entire tumor. I woke up in recovery around 5 p.m., groggy but alive. Maria was there. The surgery went well. Dr. Chen said he got it all. My phone had 43 missed calls. All from family members. All from the past 6 hours. What happened? I asked groggily. Maria hesitated. Your father and brother found out about the acquisition. They've been calling all day. I listened to the voicemails over the next few days as I recovered. My father furious. Emma, what have you done? You bought the hospital. I've worked here for 28 years. You need to reverse this immediately. Aaron panicking. The new management is reviewing everyone's privileges. They're asking for performance metrics and patient satisfaction scores. This is my career. My mother crying. Your father might lose his position. They're talking about restructuring the entire cardiology department. How could you do this? I deleted all of them without responding. My executive team visited Friday afternoon to update me. The previous management was worse than we thought, my CFO said. Multiple departments operating below standards. Patient satisfaction scores are abysmal. Several physicians with histories of complaints that were never addressed. What about Dr. James Mitchell and Dr. Aaron Mitchell? I asked. My chief legal counsel pulled up their files. Dr. James Mitchell. Multiple patient complaints about dismissive treatment and rushed appointments. Below average patient satisfaction. Several misdiagnoses. He's been operating with minimal oversight. And Aaron. Similar issues. Patient complaints about lack of follow-up care. Several surgical complications raising questions about technique. He was made department chief not because of merit, but because the previous board wanted to keep the Mitchell family happy. They donate to the hospital foundation. What's your recommendation? Both need formal peer review. Based on preliminary findings, we're recommending their department chief positions be eliminated and their privileges be placed under supervised status pending improvement. Do it, I said. Emma, my CFO said carefully, they're your family. Are you sure? They told me my brain tumor was probably nothing. They chose a vacation over my brain surgery. They've been practicing substandard medicine while hiding behind family connections. I looked at my team. They don't get special treatment because they're related to me. They get held to the same standards as everyone else. The announcements went out Friday evening. Dr. James Mitchell and Dr. Aaron Mitchell were notified that their department chief positions were terminated immediately. Their medical privileges were suspended pending peer review. They would need to demonstrate significant improvement to maintain staff privileges. My phone exploded with messages. My father, you've destroyed my career. I hope you're satisfied. Aaron, I can't believe you do this to your own brother. Over what? A headache you convinced some quack was a tumor. My mother, the whole family is devastated. You've ruined your father and brother's reputations over a personal grudge. I blocked all their numbers. 2 weeks later I was home recovering. The pathology had confirmed the acoustic neuroma. Dr. Chen said if I'd waited much longer, the tumor might have caused permanent damage. My colleagues from MedTech visited regularly. They brought meals, helped with household tasks, drove me to follow-up appointments. They'd become more family to me than my actual relatives. The peer review at Riverside Community Hospital was completed. My father had a pattern of dismissing patient symptoms, ordering minimal diagnostic testing, and moving patients through appointments so quickly that he frequently missed important details. Aaron had similar patterns, plus surgical complications suggesting rushed procedures and inadequate follow-up care. Both were given the option to undergo remedial training and work under supervision or resign. They both resigned. My mother left a final voicemail. Emma, your father has lost his position, his reputation, his identity. Aaron is being forced to relocate. You've destroyed this family because we couldn't attend one medical appointment. I listened once, then deleted it. It wasn't one medical appointment. It was brain surgery to remove a tumor they'd insisted didn't exist. It was choosing a vacation over their daughter's potentially life-threatening medical crisis. It was a pattern of dismissive medical practice overlooked for years because of family connections. They'd said, take an aspirin when I needed brain surgery. They'd planned a vacation during my critical procedure. I'd signed their hospital's acquisition papers while they were in Cabo drinking margaritas. Their medical privileges had ended Thursday, the same day my surgery removed the tumor they'd claimed I didn't have. I'd survived the brain tumor. I'd survived the surgery. And I'd survive without the family of doctors who'd told me my dying was just dramatic. Because sometimes the most dangerous tumor isn't the one on your MRI. It's the family whose medical negligence could have killed you, and would have continued killing other patients if someone hadn't stopped them.